It's a bit of a mess here. And then the railway, probably where it's going to go. We may move around slightly, or it just depends where the track fits and everything. But we took the side off here so we can access that. Whether that's going to start at that or not, that depends obviously, but we'll see. Some new wood on the bottom there so they can attach the new bits to it, because obviously it's going to extend. Some rough plans there. It's just a jump in between, because the next time you'll see in the next part will be a bit further on. I'm going to test that wiring to make sure everything works still. There's a couple of bits a bit bent in the move, but we can't do much about that. And then we're probably going to do this fit first, or should we change our mind and just slowly work its way around back to there. And then probably by the end of this video it will probably be rinsed up. The whole track would be around the track we're basically on, and then we'll just start going from there about everything else. And then once it's, obviously this is sort of done, I'll start putting stuff back on here, give it a clean, re-glue, fix everything, stuff like that is replacing, etc. And then I'll slowly work around the bits of, I say, having down the track permanently, putting down ballast. That's why I've ripped this piece off there, because that's new ballast. Tunnel's going to have like that'll be the whole tunnel mouth on the side there. May add another street to the top. Stuff like that will just come later, but it'd be nice to be able to run stuff all the way around and be able to shunt at the same time. So I can have one train running around, and I can be shunting in and out the sidings and the shed and the station. So we'll jump to the next part. Right, so we skipped ahead a bit. Well, yeah, we moved the railways round, so because this was going to be too close to the door. Kind of probably should have put it there in the first place anyway, but so that's the new home for that railway. And this one's massively increased since I last saw it. Further over, so we can get all the way around it. There'll probably be some back bits, but if you look underneath, I see it's extended quite a way. Yeah, we're using the table, that's here. But they're going to have they've got extra legs and support. This is just because the railway's already on something like that in the old house, obviously. So it's just easy to do that. It's got all the boards are pretty much done. We've just got a few more bits to secure. We've got to make a hole in that so we get to wiring and replace one of the lights got pulled out during the move. So it all works. We've checked it all apart from one light, so that's a bit annoying. And just the moment messing around with track. It's possibly going to be like, we've got the two lines through here. And we're going to have a couple of, at least three, come off here, probably a side in there, and go connect it there somehow as well, and do all the mess. Possibly got the controller there, because it's plugs down in the corner under there. I'm just going to quickly show you some of the bits. Some bits won't stay out of this because it's a bit of a mess at the moment, you can see. There's a bit of a mess. Some of this stuff's going to go under here. There's a bit more space under the sides of the loft for some storage. So it's going to be a bit tidier. I'm going to have space on the floor over there to build some of the trains we have tempo layout. Like the different gauges, like we've got TT gauges and no gauge trains, stuff like that. Stuff that we can't have possibly in the garden, but that'll be next year. We'll see what happens with that, we might not. But stuff we can't have anywhere else, so it'll kind of go there. So kind of see, we're all built up now. Got the track laid down at the moment. We can obviously nail it down, tidy it up and stuff. It's kind of just a general idea. We've got obviously two main loops coming off the track that's already there. Got the siding. We managed to work this out because I couldn't get it first. We managed to work it out where it'll come out there. It's quite tight, so you can get in and out the shed there. But the L8 goes around there, I'm going to test it with a bigger locomotive in a bit, because you'll probably see the next part, well, this will be slid over slightly more in the middle of the room, and then once we've finished the wiring there, tested the last bits, and then I'll start working on more ballast underneath, and we'll get the tunnel back in place, and the wall, we'll have a wall, part of it will be walled off, part of it will be open. So obviously it's got two main lines, then it's going to have four here, we've got four here, it's got the main lines, we've got a loop off, one into the depot and into a side in here, so we're going to have, and putting on some of the freight trains or passenger trains that's not running stored in here. So we've got a little bit of land there, we've got a little bit of land to extend the station, to build the road into the station, and then we'll start with the scenery. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. I was going to put everything back there and then just see how it goes, basically. The room's a bit of a mess at the moment. Once this is moved, I'm going to start tidying stuff back under and it'll be a bit tidier. There's a lot of new trains. All the 31s the same fitted now. Some of my trains are there, the rest are still in boxes. Like some of the trains that are on this layout, like we had the class 50s always sitting down there, just still in the nest in the boxes. The Japanese railways back. So before we do anything major again, I just want a quick look at how we're progressing. We're going to try and do a load in the next day or two, so this will change a bit. It's got a couple of things out for test and stuff. I'm repainting this concrete bit, because although I want it worn, like the other bits are okay over there, cover some of it up. There's just a few too many holes and damages for how I wanted it, so I'm gonna bit more paint on there and that's done. Stuff can go back on. There, the wall's extended where it's going to end here. I have a magazine there, a little building to go on the end. And I'm possibly thinking I'm going to have, some of this is open anyway, some buildings along here. So it's actually more in, like up there. So it's more like a proper city, proper town area. Right, this will end this part of the video. I've extended the road here. It's underneath the track here, so I'm making to some sort of level crossing at some point. But I thought I'd just do the whole thing instead of trying to cut it, because I'll do that afterwards. Just slowly working on painting that, getting the buildings back in, getting some of the stuff back in. Station there with the train just for testing. Also extended where the shed was, only a tiny bit, just extended that to give a bit more clearance. And then I moved the buffers off another layout, a little one, because they've got the DCC lights in, so it's all lit up when it's plugged in. And I'll put this wall up behind the depot. I need some more of that. And I have just not enough road to get it here without cutting in some weird way, so I'm going to have to think about that.